Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Flipside. We're on the Score channel this week, and it's really great to have you all here. And also, it's really great to be here with my hostess with the mostest, Crafty Keela. How are you, dear?
Hello, I'm good.
Good,
I'm
good.
just gonna. I feel I have to mention something. I
What's that?
just to clarify, I don't get triggered at the mere mention of bacon. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's not what happens. That's not what happens. I don't mind bacon. I've actually helped make bacon. I don't get triggered at the word bacon. I get triggered when people try to feed me bacon and don't accept
Ah,
that I don't like bacon. That's what I get triggered at. I don't like it. It's salty cardboard. Just in case
there
anyone
we
is in
go.
any doubt whatsoever where I stand on eating bacon, but I don't mind
There we
bacon.
go. We have the live clarification from the horse's mouth.
You call me a horse? God damn it!
I knew that was coming. I knew that was
I
coming.
mean, I can eat like
And
a
of course,
horse, but
yeah, well, I can when I'm hungry enough, but generally I eat more like a bird, to be honest. Small appetite. But anyways, another great person to have along for the ride today. It's our good friend Carl Edwards. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. How is everybody else?
Oh, I'm great. I'm doing awesome.
I'm doing better now that Taddy is in the chat singing Bacon Shark.
Oh, Tatty, you booger. Oh, don't start that now.
So good to see
That
Tatty in there.
now you know what triggers me, huh?
Thank you, Taddy. Love you. Don't
Thank
like
you, Ed.
bacon. You just don't have good bacon. I've had good bacon. It still tastes like salty cardboard. It's just I don't like it. It's okay. It's okay. I will give you my bacon. It's okay. What's remarkable? What's remarkable is other people get triggered on my behalf. That's
Well,
what
because it's
that's
fun.
what's funny. Yeah, I mean, when I so I came to anyone that doesn't know the story of the bacon. I went to Plowhole came to me and asked me to do an unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion was that I just don't like the taste of bacon. And everybody, it triggered everyone. And I mean everyone. Either screaming that yes, bacon is horrible, salty cardboard, or that it's the best tasting meat ever. No, it's not. It's really not. But either way, enjoy your bacon. I will give you mine. It's okay. It was
There you
funny
go.
though.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I love bacon. Bacon sandwiches, bacon and eggs, bacon on toast, bacon everything. I love bacon.
Bacon coffee. Oh, wait.
Bacon. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Hmm.
Oh, John Rapp is in the chat. Hi, John.
Hey, John, everybody, let's give John the customary hello.
Greetings, John.
Hello.
Oh, you can't see this.
Where the hell am I? Fuck knows. Because
It looks,
Australia doesn't exist, so I don't know where you are.
that's actually true. He's probably floating off the bottom of the south edge. Because remember, there's no South Pole. It's just the
There's
south
not.
edge.
There's not. And like I don't know how internet reaches all the way out at the wall. But anyway, here we are. Here we are. What's the story? How have you been, Carl? You've not been a happy camper, have you?
No, I haven't. I managed to catch the human malware.
Yes, the
Oh,
plague.
the
Plague.
lager lurgy.
Yes,
Do you
trust
know
me,
what?
it's not funny.
Fucking well done to Creaky Blinder for coming up with the Larger Lurgy.
That was
Yeah,
brilliant.
absolutely. It's
Absolutely.
brilliant indeed.
I still use that phrase because it's just a great name for it.
You know, I mean,
Um,
once you've heard it, you can't easily forget it.
so what happened? Like, how do you know how you caught it, or was it from a friend or a family member, or what was the
It's one of those
procedures?
things where it shows that testing doesn't always work. My brother went to go and visit a friend of his who'd been tested and shown up negative. He went for a test again the following week and showed positive, which meant my brother had it, and of course by that point I had it. So
Oh,
we
jeez.
were both off sick, and
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
unfortunately the Delta variant, and it's pretty bad. It's horrible.
it
It's
is. It is.
Most
It
I've
is
visited.
the number one issue here in Vietnam at the moment. That's why we're under such a strict lockdown. I mean, we're we've now gone past the 6 p.m. curfew for travel on the roads during the day. Now it's completely shut down. I mean, literally, the military are out there on the streets.
Jeez.
Well, that's what they ended up having to do here. Basically, bring in the military just to keep things going.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday we had over 2,000 new cases, and they're still talking about reopening indoor dining.
Oh, that's
It's
stupid. That's
madness.
just stupid.
Because, right, so people need to understand as well that just because, like, a friend of mine, actually recently his wife got it. Actually, I'm sorry, I should correct myself. They have recently come out as trans, so her wife got it. And yeah, they were all vaccinated in that house. So just because you're vaccinated, please don't just believe that you're safe. You're not.
Yes.
It'll
Yeah,
protect you most of the time, but not all of the time.
exactly. You still got to take the precautions.
Yeah,
And you've got to look after the people around you. I mean, it's
That's
not just
right.
about you.
And I think that's probably what pisses me off the most about these anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers and these freaking shopping mall Karens is because their dangerous ignorance and their absolute selfish entitlement puts everyone at risk. They need to realize that they're not just responsible for their own safety, but they're responsible for those around them, just
exactly.
just as we are for them.
Well, I have some anti-vaxxers. Well, they're not exactly anti-vaxxers. One of them is. He's just a complete tool. But a lot of them, they don't trust the vaccines because they're too new. And the way I put it to them was, do you think that parents back in the 50s and 60s when what was it? I can't even think of the name of the disease. Polio. When the polio vaccine came out, do you think that parents even hesitated once when they saw that the polio vaccine worked? Do you
Not
think that
even
they
for a
hesitated once?
microsecond.
No, of course they didn't, because they wanted their children protected, because
That's right.
they wanted to safeguard human life.
That's right.
It's the same with this. Like, there's a few coming out. There's the booster shots that are coming out now at the moment, and people don't seem to understand. Medical opinion will change the more knowledge that we have. And every day, it's not like scientists have just stopped analyzing the largalurgy. They're still analyzing it. They're still seeing how it's developing. They're still trying to break it down at base level. So it's not like they've stopped trying to understand it. They're still going. So as they find out more and more about it, of course, the vaccines are going to change, and the boosters are going to change, and the medical advice is going to change, because the more we know about it, the better decisions that we can make. And people
Yeah.
don't
See,
seem to understand that.
exactly what you said there. The better decisions we can make. I just wish people would listen.
That's the problem. They refuse to listen. You know, they refuse to take the action necessary to protect themselves and others. They
Simplest
expect us
precautions.
to protect ourselves so they can have their way and do what they want. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
So, Carl, how long have you had it? Like, when did you get it?
I got it in the middle of July, um, and it was 2 weeks, and I sort of recovered, but I've had this god awful cough, and somebody put it quite well. I've had lethargy. I find myself sitting staring at the computer screen for 2 hours at a time, not able to even think.
hmm
And it's
I do that,
it's
but not because of any diseases.
Well, I hate to say it, but as a developer, when I sit and stare, it's not a good idea.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
and and
horrible.
and I try to ignore it. And this is something that, if anybody else feels like this, don't put off going to see the doctor, because I put it off for way too long. Um, just go and see a doctor as soon as you can if you feel you're not coming right.
Hmm. Good
Um,
advice.
Dulcima, aka Tusk, is asking, "Do you have the long lurgy?"
The doctor says it's too soon to tell,
Yeah,
but I've got the symptoms and the side effects and all of those sort of things which point to it. I'm just hoping that it goes away sooner than later. But he said, you know, be positive, but understand that if it carries on, it will carry on.
Yeah.
that's
So
terrifying. The idea that you'll have that cough and that kind of wheeziness in your chest for like probably the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
That's something
yeah.
that
terrifying.
certainly would scare me.
Um, the thing is, having survived it, it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad until you think back on how terrible it was, and it's, oh, your pal Al's got 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Way to
Congrats.
go! Great job, your pal Al. Well done.
He deserves it.
Congratulations.
He deserves it. His sketches are hilarious.
That's awesome.
Sable Eagle says, I got the something last year, but the UK was only testing people who exactly matched the known list of symptoms. And I may have had the other kind of Japan would later identify later, so no test. That's scary because again, as this I'm gonna call it like it's not a virus, it's a fucking plague. As this
Yeah.
plague develops, there are going to be symptoms that don't fit the mold, and that's how we know that, as Sable Eagle says, it's a variance. And the idea that you wouldn't test for it or that you wouldn't even consider it, that's scary. That is definitely scary.
Well, that's what they're saying. I mean, with the variants showing up so quickly, what the doctors look for is not necessarily what you're displaying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's why, again, having the vaccine is so important. Um, because if you can minimize the effects, any kind of oh dear,
Minimization.
minimizing it will actually help, and it helps
Yeah.
everyone.
What vaccines are available at the moment in South Africa?
We've got Pfizer and Johnson and Johnson,
Oh,
but
avoid Johnson and Johnson like the plague. Like
well,
I hate
the,
to no.
one of the scary things is that they keep muttering and mumbling about the Russian and the Chinese ones, and
The
I
Russian one
don't
is
want
supposed to
to
be
be
good.
hit with a Sputnik.
The Russian one is supposed to be good though.
Uh,
The problem with the Chinese and the Russian ones is they won't allow for independent testing.
yes.
So with in Europe, what they had to do was, and in America, I'm sure, what they had to do was they had to allow the WHO to test their vaccine and the efficiency. They wouldn't just take it from the vaccine companies that yes, it's safe and yes, it's this effective. They actually had to, they had to be independently verified. And the
Mhm.
problem with the Chinese and the Russians is they won't allow that to happen. And that's why if you're in Russia and you get the Sputnik, that is why the rest of Europe is not accepting it because it hasn't been independently verified, especially against the variants. We don't know what it's like against the variants. Hi, Sir Little Wolf. Good to see you. He got the Moderna.
Ooh, good.
I
First or
was
second?
Yeah, are you on your first or your second? Have you got both? By the way, we will eventually start the show. I'm joking. I'm joking. This is why I love the shows, because you never know what's actually going to be discussed. But this is probably as safe as we're going to get, being able to talk about it and not being axed from YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
He
And
got
it's what's
both.
on the mind of our viewers, you know?
Yeah, he got both.
Good.
I got the Pfizer, which I was very happy about, because the Pfizer seems to be the most reliable, especially against the variants. Coming in number 2 would be the Moderna. So awesome. So where I'm living at the moment, I'm still registered in my mom's house, which is the other side of the city, total other side of the city. So I'm still registered with the health board over in her house. So anyone over that side of the city, in certain areas, were either given the Pfizer or the AstraZeneca. In her neighborhood, they were giving out the Pfizer. So yay! But over here, all they were giving out was AstraZeneca over my side of the city where I'm living now, because
Hmm.
all of my neighbors all got AstraZeneca, and I was like,
Yeah,
ooh,
so did I.
oof, I don't know. Um, Wait, what are we talking about now? We're talking about dragons again?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he hit 1K, so I put out the hashtag dragon for your pal Al.
Ah, okay, yeah. So Tusk and Dulcima, because they're the same person basically. Don't get dragons. No dragons. Stevie B had AstraZeneca. Um, it's I can say for myself, it is definitely a relief to have received both shots. It does give you a bit of protection, but it also gives you a false sense of security from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And yeah, Nimrod. I got the Pfizer shot number 2, and I'm not doing well from it right now, but I'm happy to be vaccinated. So when I got the first one, all I was tired. I was just absolutely exhausted. Still went into fucking work. Um, okay, Dulcimer. Okay, Dulcimer. You have a very nice giraffe face. I'm just gonna say, very nice giraffe face. Um, so on the second one, that day I was fine. The day I had it, the next day I went into work and I was dying. Like I actually felt like, do you know when you get like the starting of the flu and like all of your muscles ache? Like walking just seems like an eternity because you can't move. You're like a snail.
Yeah.
I was
I was
sent
pretty
home.
much I was pretty much out of it for the day after I got my AstraZeneca, the first one. But after that, I was right back.
Basic Trig. Basic Trig says Pfizer shot 2 is a real kick in the nethers. Yeah, absolutely. Even though I don't have nethers. Um, We all had AstraZeneca, but unfortunately, my daughter got the Delta last week, even though she was double. This is what I'm talking about. Colon. This is exactly what I'm, and I genuinely hope she recovers soon. Having both does not equal complete immunity. Not until we're up at about 90% herd immunity can we even begin to feel safe. Um, Yeah, sorry,
It's like,
I'm distracted by the chat. So when can you go back out and work or go back out into society, or will that happen anytime soon for you, Carl?
Well, in my particular case, I actually work from home. So I actually, this is a stupid thing. I worked while I was sick because it's not the kind of illness that stops you from being able to think.
Yeah.
So I was able to work, and it kept me away from thinking I'm sick and bad things could happen. So for me, it was great. As for when I can get back out, apparently I'm not infectious at the moment, so I could just go around even though I'm hacking up a lung. Um, but I was told that I can actually go for the vaccine shots 35 days after the major symptoms cleared, which
Mhm.
would be week after next, I think. And after that, then it would be with a mask as usual, everything as usual.
Yeah.
But here in South Africa, we're in the third, we're in lockdown level 3. Um, there's a certain amount of freedom, but they still sort of stop you from going anywhere at night.
See, for us, we're coming out of lockdown. As I said, there's over 2,000 cases in Ireland yesterday, and they're still talking about opening up indoor dining. You need your little passport. You need proof that you've been vaccinated or that you're not infectious if you had COVID. But it just seems to me to be done for the sake of, I don't know.
Pandering to the complainers.
Yeah. It's not done with the best healthcare because okay, so the way in which the Irish system works, we used to have like two kind of center right wing parties. So we had Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They're both in power with each other at the moment. They used to be like head to head. Either one was in government, and it goes right back to the foundation of the state and the Civil War. Fine Gael kind of came up through the blue shirts and the large businesses and the large farms. Fianna Fáil came up through the grassroots and stuff like that, and the small farmers and the small businessmen. That's where they both come from. But they still have, we were on one side of the war for independence, you were on the other. So they've used those battle lines in order to keep like parochialism and tribalism going. But because the sentiment kind of shifted left, and I question whether or not, because republicanism in Ireland is not the same as republicanism in the States. Republicanism in Ireland, because of how we developed, was always using left-wing rhetoric. Doesn't mean they are left-wing, but they've always used left-wing rhetoric. So there was a huge shift to the left. The Labour Party got in, the Labour Party fucked up. And then now everyone is swinging to the ultra Republicans, who is Sinn Féin, which are also problematic, hugely problematic. So to prevent Sinn Féin from actually taking part in the government, these two big conglomerate right-wing parties merged, basically. And propped each other up with the Green Party, who have already fucking sold out several times. So that's where we are at the moment. So although they're propping each other up, they're also taking snide hits at each other in the press. So you have the ex-Taoiseach, the ex-Prime Minister, who's now the Deputy Prime Minister, saying the opposite sometimes of what the Prime Minister is saying, just to make him look like an idiot. And say, see, you should have just elected us. That's what they're trying to get at. So there's like a little mini war going on in the government at the moment. And like if the Prime Minister does open up, then the Deputy Prime Minister is having a pop saying they're making the wrong decision and I can't do anything because I'm not in the leadership role anymore, even though you are. So it's they're talking out of both sides of the mouth and it's just ridiculous to watch. So there's no actual leadership because they're all pandering, worrying about the next election because they're worried that Sinn Féin will get in, which I can see happening because they've messed people around so bad. I know I'm not in favour of Sinn Féin getting in either.
But it shows what government is. It's not for the people. No government is really for the people.
It's a freaking circus. It's a circus.
Well, we've just had a Speaker of Parliament voted in who's being investigated for corruption, and she oversees the committees that are investigating her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke. It really is.
It's shameful. It really is. And it's scary because, like you just said, governments don't work for the people. Well, governments were never supposed to work for the people. Governments were supposed to protect private property. That initially, that's what governments were set up to do. And because of the illusion of democracy, in people's minds, that's what they represent. But if you think about it, in the world that we live in today, if you add up the amount of times you get to vote, we get to vote every 5 years. Some get to vote every 4 years. But regardless, you still only get about what? Maximum a half an hour on an average lifespan of democracy in your entire life. And that's the 2 minutes that it takes you to go in, mark a card, and put it in the bin. You get about a half an hour of democracy in your entire life. And yes,
It's sad stuff.
we actually did a project of this in second year in university. And we were all just like, because we did have, our department was more kind of centrist and a little bit more kind of left wing, the reformist left. So yeah, that was one of our go through and see on average per country, on average how much democracy, if you were just to add up parliamentary democracy, because parliamentary democracy isn't always participatory democracy. I would be in favor of participatory democracy. But go through each country and see how long of a span of their life, if they're voting every 5 years, if they're voting every 4 years, and we measured it at between 23 and 30 minutes on an average length of life.
I like what Gregory's just said.
Yeah, well, that's part of the issue. But even with that, the average idiot does not vote for the greater good, and then 50% of the population are the bigger idiots. Well, here's the question, right? My shit is more democratic than any government. Here's the biggest issue. People, I don't like when people say governments are all the same. They're all in it for themselves or whatever, because that's a fatalistic argument. It's the idea that you can never change it. If we know anything about political systems, we know that they can change, both for the better and for the good. It depends on what people are willing to allow politicians to get away with. So you have a huge part of society that just simply don't vote. And the reason why they don't vote is because they don't see the parliamentary system as representing what they need, what they want, what they would like to see. So when you have a huge sway of the population not convinced in the political structure, the problem with that is when you don't vote, you vote. People don't understand that. When you don't vote, just remember the people that you don't like will always have their supporters ready to vote. So when you exclude yourself from the voting apparatus, what you're doing is you're handing your vote to the people who have done the same thing. So what you should look into, especially at a grassroots level, at a community level, are the people who are saying the things that you want to hear. But the problem is you also need to hold them accountable. That's the big thing, is accountability. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, because they've just, there's a technical term. If you've ever heard the Tina excuse, have you ever heard of the Tina excuse?
No, I don't think I have.
Tina means there is no alternative. That's what it stands for. So if they can get people to believe there is no alternative and ensure that they don't vote, then nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Mm-hmm. I can see there. It doesn't matter who you vote for. The government always gets in. No, they don't. They don't. When you go back and look at the turn of the century, you had the likes of Hoover, and you had Hooversville, and you had the economic crash. What happened after the economic crash? You had people like Roosevelt. Roosevelt would be someone that I would admire, because one of the things that during the war, one of the things that he wanted was a new declaration of human rights. And in that declaration, and he was a capitalist. He was in favor of regulatory capitalism, which is something that I'd be in favor of. We haven't seen that in a while because, neoliberalism has completely taken over. I'd like to see regulatory capitalism come back. And the reason, one of the things that he was looking for was a roof over your head was a human right. Medical care, child education, they were all human rights. And again, this is a capitalist. This is someone who believes in the system that we have, just with regulations, with proper taxes of people who are making wealth, or who are hoarding wealth. This was not. He was.
This is my gold.
Yeah. Huh?
This is my gold. Nobody else can have it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was deeply conservative. He was very conservative, Roosevelt. But he also recognized that as human beings,
checks and balances.
Yeah. As human beings, we have the right to a roof over our heads. We can't work if we don't have shelter. We can't work if we don't have food. We can't work if we don't have education or healthcare. Rant over. Yep. Rant over.
Rant over. Rant over. I can't say that I disagree with you. It all comes down to if you don't vote, or if you give up your right to vote, and you give up your right to bitch and complain when the government does something you don't like.
Well, I mean, it takes research. It takes research, and and a lot of people don't have the time to do the research. But it does. It takes research. Not all political parties are the same. Some are bigger assholes than others. I want to say that outright. But the question is, when you're watching them, and when they know you're watching them, that's when they behave. One of the things,
to a certain extent.
Yes, yes. That needs to be qualified.
Yeah. When they know you're watching them, right? So, for instance, I'll give you an example of how we changed the government here in Ireland. For years and years and years and years, we were told that we would never get marriage equality, that people just didn't want to see it, and that it wasn't on the list for the government's goals. It wasn't, and we pushed it for 2 years. We pushed for a referendum on marriage equality, and because all of a sudden there was people contacting their senators and their representatives, all of a sudden it's on the program for government. It's the same with the repeal the eighth. We were told abortion is not an issue for this government and successive governments. Even after a woman had died after requesting an abortion, and because she wasn't given one, she died in hospital. All of a sudden, again, there was an influx of people contacting their representatives, and it went from not on the agenda to the second most talked about thing with public representatives. And all of a sudden, there was a commission set up to look at it. The Citizens Assembly was set up, and the Citizens Assembly was set up to kick the can further down the road, so they didn't have to do anything on it. Citizens Assembly came back with one of the most liberal abortion regimes in Europe. And they were forced to have a referendum on it.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying every government is the same, probably, but when they know you're watching, they will behave themselves. And the problem is, people aren't getting in touch with their representatives unless it's the reactionaries.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the reactionaries are the worst ones.
Yeah, I thought so too, but oh well.
Oh well. And
you know what I think? Sorry.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead.
One of the things about governments is that sometimes the choices that you've got are not good enough, and that's one of the most difficult things, I think, when no party actually is there for the people.
Yeah. Well, then you fucking set one up yourself. Independence,
Yeah,
small
that's
parties. You can do real fucking good. You can do substantial change in councils. You don't need to be head of government to be able to affect change.
yeah, that's what they did in Canada.
Yep.
They just got tired of having shit parties, all of them not really worth voting for, so they came up with the Rhino Party, which
Yep.
is just there to buck all the others.
Fucking trolls. Daryl Frost says, in reality, you have no rights. The only rights you have are the rights you claim or want. To an extent, we have what's known as the social contract. So within the social contract, we accept that to be part of society, there are certain things that we have the right to. So every human rights charter in the world is based on things that people have fought for in previous generations of a basic standard of living for all human beings. That's not always met. That's sometimes ignored, and that's why we have human rights tribunals. But we have come together as an international community, and again, I use community very fucking loosely, to decide that there are certain inalienable rights that every human being should be privy to, should be entitled to. So we do actually have rights agreed on a worldwide basis. But yeah, you have to fight for them. You have to fight to retain them because there's always people that will want to take your rights away.
Mm.
We're seeing that in fucking Afghanistan right now. And my heart is with the Afghan people who are absolutely terrified
That's
at the
horrifying.
Taliban
That terrible.
rolling
Yeah, yeah.
in. Turtle Moves asks, what would my solution be in the UK where the Tories are in government and opposition? That's a difficult one because yes, the Labour Party in the UK have kind of fallen apart. The only thing my solution would be, or what I would like to see, is that people got involved in their parties at a grassroots level and argue for what they want their parties to do, whether that be in the Conservatives, in the Tories, or the Labour Party, or anything else. And if you don't see them doing what you would like them to do, or ignoring you, fucking set up your own or become an independent. Like, there is no easy fix. There is no easy fix to any political issue. But the problem is when you don't engage at all, you're just allowing the people you disagree with to walk all over you, to do what they want to do anyway, but they're unchecked. Do you know what I mean?
Goes back to
Mhm.
the accountability thing.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah.
AI
Gregory,
should rule.
yeah, Gregory says, my theory is vote en masse for the Varides front, not because I want apartheid back, but to bitch slap the ANC.
The Vryheids Front is a sort of a, people call them a right wing political party, but they're just trying to do things right. So it's a very small party. So it's a very good idea to just vote for all the small parties so that the ANC gets a nice bloody nose.
He says, ask your guest about EFF and Malema.
God. Malema. We have another political party. They've got about 10% of the vote, I think, called the EFF, and EFF stands for, oh dear, I've gone completely blank. See, this is the other thing.
That's okay.
This blasted thing makes me about as intelligent as a slime mold. But it's run by Malema, and Malema is he's a wannabe dictator, and he literally rules his party, is his iron fist, but they're so corrupt, it's not funny. Let me not say anything more about them because they really. Oh, he just reminded me. Economic freedom fighters.
Oh, geez.
You see, they've got a very valid point. Um, in South Africa, there is a huge gap between people that earn money and the absolute destitute. But you can't take money away from one group to uplift another, because then all you're doing is just making everybody poor.
Hmm.
And the EFF, unfortunately, is all about taking everything away from everybody else and pretty much keeping it for themselves.
Wow, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, so difficult times, but yes, we live through them.
John Rapp is asking, can we move on to religion? Oh, geez.
No,
Oh, well, we could. We could.
not me. That's something I stay very far away from. It's far too emotionally charged.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it
tend,
depends
I
which religion.
tend, well, I tend not to talk about it on any of my shows. Well, ish. But yeah, I'm atheist. I used to be a Catholic. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't have any ill feeling against people who support religion. I understand why they do. I understand why they need it.
Mhm.
But yeah, when it comes to bad arguments, I will definitely always try to challenge it and try to challenge why people believe. And it's not to be disrespectful. It's because I want to understand where they actually come from. Where in their mind of thinking are they? So it's not more. It's more curiosity than more disrespectful or. Yeah, I tend to stay away from them. Although I might be dragged into those discussions very, very soon.
Well, I'll tell you what, the kind of religion that I think would work quite well is the one that was on Terry Pratchett's Discworld. The the more people that believe in a god, the bigger it gets.
Yeah.
So there you go, small gods, small beliefs. Then we can all have our own gods.
Fucking Chris Durham says, "All hail Thor, god of Marvel movies." My emotional reaction is a cross between a belly laugh and a facepalm. I mean,
Well, that's
I have
bad. Belly palm.
yeah, I have belly palm. I have no issue with religion per se, or sorry, religious belief. My issue is with religion using people's beliefs to basically abuse them or undermine them. That's where I take issue. And I say that as someone who has been in the church, who has suffered that, and it's not nice. So yeah. Um,
Hmm.
the snake swinging preachers are better than the anti-mask ones. Anywhere there's a snake, yes, you have me. I will come. I will join you. Just so I can hold the snake. I love snakes.
Sable Eagles says thought it was sake swinging.
That's what all religions were invented for, to an extent, not always. There are religions that were set up in order to bring people together. And to make a community. So it's not just for control of people, although that's what it became. So I wouldn't say they started off that way. Like, for instance, the Protestant Reformation was about corruption in the church and believing that you didn't have to buy your way into heaven, that you didn't have to, because at the time the Catholic Church were very heavy on penitence and physical abuse of yourself in order to pay for whatever sins you committed that week. So Protestant Reformation, although it was also economic, it was concentrated on corruption within the Catholic Church and the idea of buying your way into heaven, that ordinary people should be. And the other thing was that the idea that you needed priests holier than thou. Initially, what it became is something else. But initially, the idea that no ordinary man could just or woman could interpret the Bible. That's one of the main pushes towards the KJV, was the idea that every man, woman, and child that can read should be able to read the Bible and the Word of God. So it wasn't exactly, let's control this group of people who are currently being controlled by this group of people. It was initially a backlash against corruption in the church. So what it became was something different. What it became was basically another Catholic church, but with slightly different amendments towards what they believed. But yeah. Well, right, the KJV Bible was the first commissioned English language book. I mean, before that there was poets and there was writings, but the first commissioned and sanctioned book was in English was the KJV, and before that everything was written in Latin, from the kind of officialdom. So yeah, I'm gonna drop that in there. A lot of people don't realize that. And again, I'm not. It's probably the worst translation, but at the same time, like you're talking about a religious text that can't be verified in any way, shape, or form. So every translation is a bad translation because you can't actually prove anything in the book. But yeah, they're pretty much identical. Dulcimer. See what you did, John. See what you did. Yeah. Tatty says the first English Bible. Shame James was a Scottish king.
Tattie-bogle's been drinking the sake.
Uh-oh. That could be trouble.
He's mumbling in Japanese.
Uh-oh. Who is mumbling in Japanese?
Sable-eagle.
Yeah, he does that. He does that.
So, I've been wanting to ask you, Crafty, did you finally get your high-speed internet?
I did.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is why I haven't cut out yet. And I'm actually plugged into it now, so yay! I got fiber into my house. Well, right, so Ireland is backwards. It's always been backwards. It's always going to be backwards. So when I say I got fiber, I got partial fiber into my house because Ireland can't do shit right. But even with that, there's a difference between like what I did have was upload speeds of like 20 and download speeds of about 6 or 7. Now what I have is download speeds of in and around 70, 80 megabits per second.
Ooh,
and
cool.
Upload speeds of 19.
Well, uploads are generally slower than downloads anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Like the average in Ireland is about 5, so
Cool.
Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Do you know what, Sir Little Wolf? That might be a good idea to actually start streaming it in my Discord.
Oh, excellent idea.
I might do that. Have you ever watched the Last Airbender?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not into anime or any kind of cartoon movies. It's just not my thing.
Sable says high-speed internet for crafty, also known as slipping the goat an espresso in her latte. What? Before she gets on the treadmill to turn the generator. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm. Poor goats. Speaking of the goats, where it's nearly time. It's nearly time, people.
Nearly 4 minutes.
We've been discussing the. Oh, hey, Plaho. We were talking about you earlier. Just saying.
Hello, Johnny.
The bacon stuff we were talking about. I miss dial-up. No,
I love the noises that dial-up made.
Yeah, I don't. You have a fiber now too. Yeah. So what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Johnny O.
Oh, you're talking about the spot the goat.
Yeah. We were talking about this before we went live, and the difficulty of spot the goat.
Because I'm an evil bastard.
Yes. But I do think we might have to make it a little bit easier for people.
Yeah, and I begrudgingly agreed that starting next week, I'll make them easier. But today is going to kill you.
Yeah, today, yeah. I'd be surprised.
So many places.
I'd be surprised if we have spot the flea. It's pretty much, Stevie. Pretty much. That sums it today up. Yeah, so we're going to go into it now in a few minutes, but be gentle. Yeah. I have a staph infection in one eye. Ouch. Yikes.
Ooh. Okay, well, maybe you don't want to be doing a spot the goat this week there, Johnny. Although I wish you would, because I'd love to have you on the show.
Oh, yes. Would be awesome.
It's
over there.
Considering I can't ever see the goat even after it's pointed out.
Well, that's a whole other problem there, Daryl.
It's like Math Pig had it fucking timed. It's all rigged anyway. It's only rigged against you, Math Pig. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. I'd love to have Math Pig on. Math Pig, we need to talk about stuff and things. That has to happen.
Stuff and things. That sounds interesting.
Yes. My Go-powered internet was upgraded to 5G. 5G doesn't exist in Dublin yet because we're fucking stupid.
Now, 5G stands for 5 goats.
I have them all on the treadmills. See, Math Pig loves stuff and things. Yeah, and again, your pal Al reached 1K subs, so congrats.
Yep, absolutely.
5 goats in the treadmill. Yeah, just in the one treadmill, Sable League, 5 goats in the one treadmill. It's a big fucking it's more like a turbine.
She's got it running out the hallway.
Yeah, just put a carrot on the top, dangle the carrot, dangle a pear somewhere. It's fun for them. It's fun for them. Who needs hay? Oh, man.
5 goats on the treadmill. Yahoo.
It's better than the hamsters that I used to have.
Yeah, I don't know where the goats in the treadmill actually came from, but yeah.
It was your goat-powered internet on your channel.
Possibly, yeah, but I think it came from somewhere else as well. Math Pig, the big pic on the wall looks like a goat on acid.
No, that's just you. Here we go, folks. And there we go, folks. Spot that goat.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Why is there a turdy tree on screen?
There
Why
is
indeed?
no turd.
It's a turdy tree.
There
Because
is no turdy tree.
yeah, because people insult think it's fucking hilarious how I say 30 and 3 and 3.
Yeah,
Your pal
and
Al
because
says,
we
"Goat, I win."
Yeah, it's not a
okay,
poop
I'm
tree.
watching the chat.
It's not a poop tree. It's a 30. It's a 30 tree. I knew I could get her to say, "You're an asshole, Johnny. You're an asshole." Screw you. Damn
Ah,
it.
Johnny says he sees the goat. Where?
Where's it go? I don't see him saying that.
I think Nimrod spotted it.
Right there, over there. You have to be a little more specific. Where's the goat? Come on. Nope. It's not on the back wall.
Yep. Sorry, Dulcima, aka Tusk. Nope.
We can see through you. Oh. Very nice. Very nice.
Sorry, Johnny. That's not where it should be.
Thanks. The goat is on the menu behind. Oh. There's a menu? Where's the menu?
Nope. I don't see a menu either.
Apparently there's a menu.
There's a menu in front of me, but not behind me.
We don't talk about what's in Steaming's hair.
No, we don't. That's not open for discussion.
Dora says, I'm always the first person to actually find it, but I just never want to go like, but Dora,
You
I want
have
to talk to
Come
you.
on. Come
not
on,
that
don't be
scary.
shy. Everybody's welcome here.
In fairness, I'm not going to force anyone to go live. If you don't want to go live, that's fine. You
That's
see what a random fucking chat this is, so there's actually no pressure. But if you don't want to, I completely respect that. But I would like to have you on. Just saying.
It would be fun. It would be great. You're here every week. We'd just love to meet you.
Yeah, Dora doesn't want to talk to us. It's okay. Yeah, we want Dora on. We all want Dora on. Dora, where's the fucking goat? Say it. Say
Yeah,
it.
say it.
No, I'm joking. Look, I'd rather not force anyone into a situation that they're not comfortable with.
I really like what Sable Eagle has just said.
What did he say?
Such a blurry mess of writing on the menu.
There could be a whole fucking
Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to see because there ain't no goat there.
Oh, he just no. Sorry.
Spot the Goat app. I'll write one and sell it to everybody.
Oh yeah, okay. So I understand where they're getting them. Rigged against Dora too. It's not rigged. It's not rigged.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, but it's not rigged.
And honestly, really, it's not that difficult. I mean, just
What?
don't look for the whole goat. Just try to spot the nose and the eyes or the horns.
It's
get
not.
one of
Hang
those.
on. It's not that difficult, says the
No,
only
it's
fucking
not.
person who knows where the goddamn thing is. It's not that difficult.
I think there's an element of
Come on, I'm
something
trying to
there.
be. I'm trying to be encouraging.
That's not encouraging. That's just like painful.
Oh yeah, you think so, huh? Where is it then, Tatty boy?
Like, I know where it is, but I still can't fucking see it. Like,
Come on, Tatty. Where is it?
oh, now I can see it. Okay, yeah. Now I can see it. But yeah, nobody's gonna fucking spot that. Jesus Christ. If anyone, I tell you what, if anyone actually spots that, I will have to give them a reward much more than just coming on the show. Fucking
Like
hell.
what?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, Johnny, it's not in the rafters.
If anyone spots that, it'll be a miracle.
Mr. E-Man, spot the pixel at 720p.
Standardize the goat.
Har har, funny.
And welcome, Mr. E-Man. I don't think I've seen you in many chaps, but welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. We always like having new people around.
In the red ribbon above streaming. Good?
No, I'm sorry.
It would be a good guess because it's the only one with red ribbons. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is actually happening. Now, the only thing is, Johnny, if you were to win it, it might cause issues because there are times when the Beardsman goes live like now instead of waiting until we're over.
Yeah. Math pig.
Damn you, Johnny-O.
Hashtag standardize the code. We're working on it, Math pig.
I need a 50-inch monitor. I mean, even with a 50-inch monitor, you're still not going to fucking see it. Actually, the smaller the monitor, 22-inch max, I would say, would be the easiest way to see it. But then I know where it is now. So, mwahaha. But then I've been looking for it all morning.
Johnny says he's changing their time.
Yeah, I saw that on the last Beardsman because fucking Demon can't get up at fucking 2:00 in the day.
So what's your new time going to be, Johnny? Let's get it out there.
I think they're still discussing it because they have now. It was easier to deal with when there was only 2 time zones. When you have 3, but like now you have Demon in my time zone, and then you still have the Australian and the American one. So it's more for Tony, yeah. Because when Tony's coming on, it's like getting quite late, and they can go on for like 3 hours. So it's quite late for Tony, and Tony is not the youngest buck. Just gonna say. Hey! Come on now! Come on now! Come on now!
The return of Franklin.
God no! God no! No! It will never return. Think we're going in the afternoon for the UK folk. Okay, I can get around that. Dave keeps annoying me at the time because he thinks that 12:30 is the middle of the night. I don't care. I was saying to him the other day, I was like, wait until we go back until when fucking daylight savings time is over and we go back to 11:30.
Sorry, Turtle. It's not there.
It's 10:30 in one part of Australia but then like they could be going on until 2 a.m. for Tony. So
ooh, no, sorry about that, Tusk. Not there.
There is a goat. There is no what? Yes, this is why we're going to be changing it up. There is a goat. There is a goat. We're not that cruel. Well, I mean, reason sometimes is, but no, there is definitely a goat in there.
Excuse me.
Oh, don't even pretend. Don't even pretend to be offended by that. You know you're cruel sometimes. Look at what you're doing to people. Look at what you're doing to people.
Well, yeah, I do get my guilty pleasures from it, but
I've forgotten what we're looking for.
Spotted the running fox, but not the goat. See, my question to Math Pig, yeah, standardize. We will be standardizing. My question
Yes.
to Math Pig, you have your daughter though most of the time when we're on, don't you? Would you have time to jump on the stream? I'm just asking, just for clarity. The goat has pooped to. Sorry, it looked like pooped because this is how tired I am. The goat has popped to the toilet. That's why I said poop. Oh, good fun. Good fun.
Beeble, no, I'm sorry, it's not in the gray jacket.
The goat has escaped.
No,
Oh,
he
next
has
week.
not
Okay.
escaped.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, Nimrod. Speak up, boy. Come on, Nimrod. Where is it?
Yeah. Nimrod has found it. Come on. Be specific.
Uh oh. I think, uh oh. Let's see. Uh, doesn't seem like anybody's finding it.
I can smell burning rubber. Oh wait, that's me.
There are a few good guesses. People are messaging me.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Johnny, not there. Nope, not in the plants. Math pig. I found it.
Come on,
Okay.
Math Pig. Come on. Come on.
Where
Where
is
is
it?
it
Where
now?
is it?
Uh, Thank you, Sable Eagle, for the picture of the sheep.
Ah,
Over where? Found it 33 pixels over. What?
it, um, can you be a little bit more specific there, Math Pig?
Is the goat mobile? No, no, it's not mobile. It's fixed in place right now. It's just chilling.
You know, I think Math Pig is the closest so far.
Now everybody's staring at the table.
Give him a couple more minutes, I guess, and see if anybody else does. Um,
Is it in the
um,
little square next to Crafty's elbow? Nope.
no. Fred, no, I'm sorry. It's not the knot in the table. Um, that's a bit too general.
Nope. Not there. Sorry, Sable. Um,
I'm thinking we might just have to give it to Math Pig.
Yeah, I can't describe it better, but I see it.
Should we give it to him?
I think so. I think so.
All right, folks. We're going to call it here. We're going to
Hang
give
on.
it to Math Pig.
On the edge. Yeah, I think he's seen it.
Yeah, I think he's seen it. So
Yay,
that's
Math
it.
Pig!
We're going to call it here. So Math Pig is on the show next week. You know what to do. So let me reveal the goat. There she be.
Again, look out for the horns. But I think next week we do need to start making it a little bit more easy.
And we will. Starting next week, they won't be quite so difficult. I'll start easing up a bit.
Yay!
So there you go, folks. Congratulations, Matt Pig. You are on the show next week. So get in touch
Woohoo,
with
Matt
Crafty
Pig!
and- Woohoo!
Tusky messaged me saying even Dulcimer with her super giraffe vision can't see it. But yay! That's like seeing Jesus in toast. Exactly, Sir Little Wolf. That's part of the fun. But yeah. There's still nothing there, says Nimrod. There is definitely something there. But yes, it will get easier and more fun, and I don't know.
Absolutely.
Because it takes a lot of time and patience to be able to put the goat in there somewhere. I can't do it. I'm not good at that kind of thing.
Yeah. So we're running up to about 10 minutes or so left. So Crafty, why don't you tell us what you've got coming up?
Well, the plot hole says, I knew I saw it. Eye shamers.
Good one, Johnny.
What time do I need to get up? Well, we start at 12:30, so anytime before that. Within the half an hour before that, so like even 10 minutes, because I know you have a setup. I know you know what you're doing in terms of sound. So yeah, about 10 minutes before we start, that would be cool. That's not a goat cheese.
It is a goat. It's a tatty goat.
Thank you, Sir Little Wolf. Yeah, we try to make it fun. You never know what's going to be talked about on the stream. That, like, sometimes we're more serious, sometimes it's random as fuck. But either way, we do have good conversations. So what have I got coming up? Fuck my life.
Yeah.
So there was supposed to be a debate tomorrow, but stuff happened, so we had to postpone it. And it was what I can't even remember what it was on. And we also there was a boxer coming on. I can't remember what it was about. See, this is my life. This is my life. I've been so busy. I'm not even paying attention properly. And yet next week, I think, or I don't know if that one's been postponed as well, but there's a climate change expert that's coming on to answer questions. So Katz has that sorted. So that'll be hopefully next week. Trying to think. What else have I got? The standard shit. The standard stuff.
Any new challenging conspiracies?
I'm still working on it. I don't like to give guarantees. Now, the one thing I will have to do, I do need to talk to my my patrons and members, because there's stuff going on. So I do want to talk to them about the best way forward and what makes them more comfortable. So that will be happening probably tomorrow afternoon.
Cool.
Or tomorrow evening, Monday. Maybe, we'll see. But other than that, I can kind of state that I have been invited on something, but it's not until October, so I'm not really going to talk about it much here. So
yeah,
other than that, I don't know what else I have on.
Do you have an Eye on Society coming up anytime soon?
That is next week, or the week after next. So that is the 3rd of August. That's the next study. But I'll probably be going live next Saturday night to talk about some stuff and just have a random discussion as well.
Cool.
Because I want to talk to people And I haven't really, other than the shows and this, I haven't really gotten a chance to interact with people in my chat. So I might be going
Mhm.
live on Saturday just for a random hangout. So if
Cool.
you're around, people, if you're around and you want to come on, message me and I'll bring you on. We'll have just a random discussion like we're having now. So, but it'll
Awesome.
be like, what, 11 o'clock at night for me. So it'll be in the evening time because I know this time doesn't suit most Americans. And so if you want to come on and have a little chat, then we'll have a little chat.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And how about you, Carl? You have any special plans for the week coming up?
Just work.
Just work.
I'm very exciting. Work and lurking.
Work and lurking. Well,
I
we
do
all
that
like
very
to
well.
lurk.
Apparently, I do it
We
well,
all
except I sometimes suffer from verbal diarrhea.
I think we all are guilty of that at one point or another. I try not to be around people. They scare me. Oh,
Yep.
why is that?
So Little Wolf, don't let anyone scare you. If stuff goes like, I know we got into a little bit of a heated discussion the other night, but like, or like last week or something. But like, don't let anyone fucking scare you. I don't think anyone would try to upset you on purpose. So if I did that, I am sorry, and we should have a conversation definitely. But yeah, 11 p.m. is still early. Well, Mathbig, it may be for you, but I have landlords living on top of my house, so it's not early for them when they have to work the next day. I do have to be somewhat respectful to the fact that I have a roof over my head. And I don't think they would like me streaming at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is going to happen very, very soon, I think.
But 11 p.m. is like, that's 5 in the morning on Sunday for me. So I could probably get up early and make it for that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you have something coming up right after this stream, don't you?
Yes, I do. In 15 minutes, or actually 15 minutes after the show, 8:15, I've got a premiere. I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can go check that
Yay.
out. And it's a video I've been kind of poking at and toying with for more than a month now, and then with recent events due to the logger lurgy and a loss in the family on my partner's side, I kind of inspired me to continue it and finish it. So, yeah, that's going to be at 8:15 p.m. right after the show. So I hope you'll all be there and join me. It's only about 7 minutes long, but it's probably one of my best works video production wise. I really started stretching my production skills and I wanted to make it special. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all there.
Wait.
Definitely.
What's this? What's this? What the fuck is this?
Carl, Dora, and Clive.
Consistent quiz champions. What?
Um, Terry
I
Davies
guess
has a channel,
Ah, Terry. Yeah.
yes, and they
okay.
have a quiz.
The Aussie perspective, if you don't know
That's
what
it.
we're talking about, it's fucking, it's brilliant. Do you know, I used to watch the Aussie perspective every day when I was milking, or I'd listen to it. And now, like, didn't he get to 500 subs?
He did. He
That's
did.
his new channel, isn't it? He had to shut down his channel at one point.
Yeah. What happened was it got suspended for copyright infringement.
Yes. But
I think I've got a link.
yeah, Terry's channel is back up and running. So the Aussie perspective, which is like 10 o'clock, I think, my time, sometimes when he feels like going live. And because it's not consistent, I don't know when to tune in. And then, like, yeah, it's like Dave. Dave has his show, and then he breaks up each individual question. So you never know when Dave is going live or when he's just putting up a video. And that confuses me a lot. So just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying, Dave, get your fucking act in order. Thank you, Carl.
Pleasure.
Yes, when I'd be milking the goats, Sir Little Wolf. Yes, because I used to have goats to milk at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it
right.
was a nice thing to listen to.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
What happened? Yeah, what happened?
Oh, the eye. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. No, he explained. He explained.
Okay.
Hello, Blue Feather. Goodbye, Blue Feather, because we're just ending.
Oh, geez, that was a quick hello, goodbye.
Hello.
Hello.
I called my sister the other day, and we were talking about. So my niece turns 10 next Wednesday, or this Wednesday, and
Oh,
my nephew's birthday is in 2 weeks. Well, I was talking to her, and so she put me on loudspeaker with my niece, and all of a sudden, I did that. I was like, "Hello, I'm being a wolf. Hello," because usually I meow at her.
hmm.
It happens, and my cousin's daughter was there, who also calls me aunt. She considers me her aunt, so she was there, and she burst into laughter because she just wasn't expecting a grown woman to act like a wolf down the phone. It was fun.
Cool.
Yes, here's a question: is Dave's a quiz? Um, it
I
is
don't.
kind of considered the unfathomable quiz, so I would assume that it is a quiz, but just nobody wins. Nobody wins. It descends into chaos and nobody wins. But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So go to his channel, bug him to make it easier.
Oh, okay. So we got shut down for showing a model Concorde. This is Terry. The second time for a train video. So planes and trains, I've banned him from playing car shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can't have a third strike.
Yeah, I mean, I am a grown woman. Whether I'm yeah, that's questionable. Mentally, no. Physically, yes. And so when you're a child and you look at a full-grown woman, you think that they're going to behave like a full-grown woman. Doesn't always happen. Just gonna say.
No.
And if you're around me, it barely fucking happens. But
Yeah. It's a full-grown woman that behaves like a goat.
I am a goat. I made them laugh because I'm I'm a third goat, a third cat, and a third person. And it wasn't even saying that I was a third cat or a third. They just laughed at your third person, like a third wheel. Yeah, yeah, because 9-year-olds are able to fucking get that. They get that joke. But anyway, right. What are we doing? We're saying
Well,
goodbye.
I think we're
Wrapping
saying
up.
goodbye. So,
Bye,
yeah,
people.
that's it, folks. I'm gonna pop the link in the chat one more time. My premiere in 15 minutes. I look forward to seeing you all there. And with that, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have fun.